Oh my goodness, look who's back after, I don't know, what, a year of no system test? Okay, I am finally here with the second new system test one. As you can see, there's another new FCI panel here, so allow me to explain myself and you'll get insider's look at the new system. So yeah, here we go. It's kind of a different intro, I guess. I don't usually show myself, so anyways, as you can see, there's another new panel and a lot of things have changed. Some things you may like and others you may not. I don't like them as well, but you know what? I can't complain. So anyways, let's get on with this tour. So here we are on the other side of my phone camera. This is another new FCI 7100 2D. It's exactly the same as the other panel, just the only difference is this one is about 7 years newer. The other one was made in 1999, this one was made in 2006. Also, you can see that the shell is a little different. It's metal instead of plastic like the other one, and it has a little bit of a, I don't know, window thing over the keypad. So here's a look at the inside. So first thing I'll say right now is the entire system is being controlled only by those two wires. If this thing will focus. Yeah, that is it. Those are going up and all around, and that's it. That's the SLC, and I'll show you more about that later. So like I said, this panel is a lot newer. It was made in 2006, and it has a lot more functionality than the other one. The other one had so many glitches and problems with it. Even when I was using it, it had noticeable glitches in it. Also, you may notice, oh hey, the keypad works and there's no key in it. I figured out how to bypass this thing without cutting any wires. All you have to do is just unplug it from the keypad and there you go. If you unplug it, that keeps the circuit opened, and whenever the circuit is opened, the keypad will be unlocked. If the key is turned, that closes the circuit and it will lock the keypad. So I prefer to keep it unlocked since this thing has like a glass cover over it, just in case the alarms were to go off when I'm not here because of my parents. That way they can easily figure out how to turn this thing off. Up here is a list of addresses and zones that I have laid out and wiring. Let's get on with the devices. Right here I have a Simplex 425121, not 20, full station. So that's here. Here, this was supposed to be a silencing switch, but that never went through. This actually came off of my other 7100. This is actually the keypad switch, so it fits perfectly in there and it works. It's just kind of not practical because it's backwards. Whenever you put the key in and turn it, that means you're turning off the circuit. So it's kind of backwards if you ask me. So it's not hooked up to anything, so I still need to find a use for that. And you can see there's tons of magnets all over this thing, and that's for the smoke detectors. Maybe not the hard drive magnets, but these ones are. Up here there is nothing. Yeah, you'll see a new alarm that I promised. Also, I'm gonna notice the drop ceiling is way different. It's funny, last time I did my other system test one, I had a drop ceiling with no ceiling tiles in it. It's funny because since then, that ceiling has had tiles in it and it's been changed around, and now it's completely gone. And there's a whole new one that still has no tiles. So I plan on putting ceiling tiles in it soon, just I haven't gotten around to buying any. Because ceiling tiles are, believe it or not, quite expensive. So yeah, you can see the mess of fire alarm wires up there. I need to use conduit, but you know, it's not really a big deal. So above the ceiling, which would be called the plenum, there's a FCI addressable smoke detector. I forget the model number. It's like ASD-PL2F or something like that. So that's right there. Right here is the ding 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 that I promised. It is actually on a wheel lock certified tile bridge, so it can properly be supported by the suspended ceiling grid, so the weight is not distributed on the ceiling tile. That is a wheel lock CH-CF1-LS-24-CSW. And no, I did not memorize that, I kind of cheated off that. Right next to it is another ceiling smoke detector. It's in the grid because there will be ceiling tiles soon, and I want it to be on the surface of my ceiling in case there was smoke. Right above this ceiling tile, which this is the only one in the room, I just put it there because I had it. There's a heat detector up there, and it's ATD-PL2F, I think. Don't remember. You can see it kind of back there. And now for the surprise, or more or less the surprise. I got this new Notifier. It's S2424, external power supply. Now, I got this thing brand new, for free, from my school, or actually from the school district, rather. They were going to install this in one of their job sites at one of the elementary schools, but they decided to throw it out because it didn't have one of the terminals that they needed. They needed an auxiliary battery output, but this panel does not supply that, so they said they were just going to trash it if it weren't for me, so he said I can have it. So yeah, this thing has never been used before. All the knockouts were there. Yeah, I even got keys for it, so I'll show you the inside. I store the key inside the fire panel, so. I love the black design. I would much rather prefer a black one rather than the red one. So that's for my parents, because sometimes they come in here and unplug this stuff and they forget to unplug the batteries, which can be a real nightmare. So anyways, you can see I have two control modules. For this setup, this one controls the strobe circuit, and this one controls the horn circuit, or chime circuit in this case. There are 4 NACs up there, and I'm only using 2 of the 4, and all these other miscellaneous ins and outputs. Whenever this panel up here goes into trouble, it'll cause a supervisory condition on the control panel. The little module is actually stored in this thing. It's hooked to the trouble relay inside of the NAC extender. So anytime that thing goes into trouble, this thing will go into supervisory mode. Okay, so I just unhooked the batteries. So yeah, that's what a supervisory looks like. Off normal. Yep, so if I plug the batteries back in, it takes a minute to clear. That thing will make a loud click eventually and it'll... There we go. Yep, that's what a supervisor is like, and to silence it, all you do is just hit trouble acknowledge. So all those wires where the NACs are and the SLC come out and they spread all over the place. So those 3 wires are the SLC and the 2 NACs. One for the strobe, one for the chime. Oh, and also one other thing I forgot to mention, as you may notice this little piece of conduit going down. The silent switch and another pull station are in here. My mom said she didn't want the pull station out in the kitchen anymore, so she said I can just put it in my room if I want, but, you know, I'm not going to complain. I'm lucky as it is to have the system up. So the only 2 pull stations I have are in this room. And this is the silent switch. This is, as you have seen before, this is what I use to silence the system. Just the only problem now, since I got this thing, there's a huge delay when it comes to silencing, and that I don't know why. This pull station is a Simplex 425120, so this is a typical pull station, I guess. So out in the hallway, I have a Wheelock RSS remote strobe set to 15 candela. As usual, there's a smoke detector in the hallway where there always is, and there's no longer that one that used to be way over in the other corner. My parents and I agreed that it looked awful, and this one provides us with enough protection. So here's another new device. This is in the kitchen area. This is my Wheelock CH70 24MCW-FR set to 15 candela as well. And it's kind of right there on the wall because it's visible from the living room and the kitchen. And I don't know, my mom said it'd be fine if I put it there. Over here, kind of in the corner of the kitchen, is another ATD PL2F smoke or heat detector. It's in the corner because that's where my mom wanted it. She didn't want it anywhere else, so again, I kind of can't complain because I'm lucky she let me do this as it is. But yeah, hey, you know, if there was a fire, I'm sure heat would travel along the ceiling fine just to activate that, because that is a 135-degree heat detector. Let's get on with this test. So first what I'm going to do is pull the pull stations, and then I will do the smoke detectors, and I will be using smoke for 1 or 2 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and key activate the first one, because I personally like doing that with simplex pull stations. It makes me feel powerful, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one first, and then I'll demonstrate the silent switch. So anyways, sorry about my blabbering. Here we go. There we go. This Connor's room. They kind of resonate weird. Focus. Yeah, so all the way from in here you can kind of... They're in perfect sync. The only one that's not in sync is the one in the bedroom because this is a LS model strobe, so it's not syncable. So I'm going to go ahead and silence this. Anytime now. There it goes. Yeah, it takes quite a bit of time to silence. Let's go ahead and acknowledge that. So, yeah. Now this one I'll pull. Realarm it. Connor's room door. Where's my keys? Just for proof, 425121. This one's 20. There's the difference. Okay, go ahead and silence that. I'll show you, you'll hear this thing click when I push the silence button. So, it'll take a sec. There it goes. So, that's something that I don't like. That big delay is kind of startling, I guess, because if I wasn't here and I had loud alarms up, my parents would think that the silence button wasn't working and they'd probably unplug the panel before the silence switch would even come into play. So, I guess I'll go ahead and reset, and then I'll do the smoke detectors. So, the strobes take a while to finish off too because of that same delay. So the panel is no longer giving that panel an alarm signal. It's just that panel takes a long time to turn off, I guess. So that's why there's such a delay. They actually quit flashing after the panel resets completely. So, okay, I'm in the living room now. This is going to be kind of tricky, so bear with me if you get kind of a bad angle. So it's kind of hard holding a candle that's smoking and holding a camera at the same time. So here we go. Oh, there it goes. So now I have 15 seconds before the alarms go off. So I'll just stand over here, I guess. There it goes. And the strobes take forever to come on, too. There they go. Yeah. That's that. Living room, I'll just silence it here. There you go, finally silence, takes forever. Okay, now I'll do this heat detector. I've actually never tested this heat detector before. This fan might make it difficult. Hold on, let me turn off the fan. Okay, the fan's not running anymore, now there's no wind, so. Hello? There they go. Ooh, that's really hot. Ding, ding, ding. Thing is loud. Okay, let's go through these alarms. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Kitchen/dining. There we go. That's heat, thermal. Living room, first alarm. Yeah. Okay. So, I don't really want to reset. I don't like resetting this panel over and over. I think that's kind of why the other one kind of went kerplunk, but, you know, goes easier on the strobes. Here we are back in my room, and I'm going to do this one with smoke too. That strobe is noisy. There it goes. And it's still smoking, wow. So I'm gonna go ahead. These things have a tendency to reactivate. Corner room attic. That should say plenum. But, oh well. Good enough. I guess that can be an attic, in a sense. I'm going to go ahead and magnet activate the last one. I don't want to bring a candle up above this area, so I'm just going to use a magnet. Hello? There it goes. Okay. Okay, it just says Connor room. Yeah. Oh, duh. Anytime now. Thank you. Okay, so, I'm gonna reset, but it's very likely that they will reactivate again. Because these things tend to trap smoke inside of them, so... And you know what I just noticed? They're not synchronized anymore. That's kind of annoying. I'll have to fix that. Okay, so I guess we'll reset and we'll find out if it goes off again. So, yeah, these are gonna keep going for a bit. There we go. Normal condition. That is the right time and date. So just watch. One of these will go off again. I don't know if I'm the only one, but if you guys have fire panels in your house, these transformers hum so loud. Like, they rattle this whole wall. Especially this thing. This thing has 2 transformers in it. And oh my goodness, they hum so loud. And I also plugged this thing into a power meter, and it only uses between 6 and 10 watts when it's just at idle. And that's considerably good for a commercial grade fire control panel, in my opinion. Well, that's all I'm going to do for now. Guys, that was my test. I hope you enjoyed it, and again, I really want to apologize for the lack of videos lately. I know it's been over a year since my last video. I was a sophomore in high school when I made that video, and now I'm about to start my senior year, so... yeah, so there's the nice panel. Expect more videos soon. Also, I want to thank you guys personally for the views and the support and for staying subscribed. I've actually made it to 1,000 subscribers now. You have no idea how much that means to me. I never thought I'd ever make it this far, especially doing these kinds of videos. I just want you guys to know how much I appreciate it. You guys are the ones that really make this possible. And yeah, so stay tuned for more videos. I plan on making more videos in the near future before school starts. Anyways, thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe, comment, like, rate, do whatever you want with this video. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Catch you later.